I got to center myself here. I need an automatic slider for my camera. When I do one show or another show, it just needs to slide in between the things. And now I got to move you.
You got different show positionings.
I do. That's why sometimes this is over here and this is over there sometimes.
Right.
Oh, there you are over there now. I didn't want you. No, that was my fault. I moved everything over. I made bread using potatoes.
Okay.
Well, dough. I made dough out of potatoes.
I've actually seen that before.
I boiled potatoes, smashed them up, and then you put I think 5 tablespoons of flour in there. You know, I mean, it's still, and then you kind of knead it up, and it's kind of like this almost potato cake type thing. And then I stuffed it with mozzarella cheese and chorizo.
Chorizo.
Yes. I went to school with him. Mike Chorizo.
Mike Chorizo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a lady killer.
Yeah.
No, really, he went to jail for it.
I hear you.
He found murdered 3 women. Not in school, out of school.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready for the final show for season 13?
I am.
All right, here we go.
And now for something special. The unit is self-contained with its own saddler, farrier, wheelwright and so on. It's a rigorous training dished out who know all there is to know about horses, and it brings results.
We take you behind the scenes now to show just some of the interesting aspects of this training.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the award-winning #1 podcast to create sounder horses from the ground up. Mike Stine is a registered journeyman farrier with an APF 1 accreditation. On this week's show, wrapping up season 13, we're going to continue this discussion of the horses back and continue to the loin area. Also talking terminology, we're going to talk about the Sequestrum and also a case study of a hoof with a deep infection. So if you're not on YouTube, jump on over there right now, and you can see all these videos and pictures and stuff as we talk about them in real time, as we're talking about them here and discussing case studies on the show over on YouTube. And over to my far hand side, my very own YouTuber is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I know you're a little sad today.
I am sad.
Because this is the last episode of season 13, so don't worry. We're going to take a couple of weeks off, and we'll come back with more guests.
I'm brokenhearted because I won't get to come see you every Monday.
Well, you can still come over here.
Terrible.
You can come over here and see me on Mondays.
Okay. That'll make me a lot happier.
You know what I'm going to do, Mike? I'm going to take a picture of myself and put it right there by your speedometer in your truck, and you can see me all the time. I'm going to be like this.
But I don't use the speedometer.
Well, that's what I said. Just put it right over the speedometer.
Okay, then it won't matter. Yeah.
And if you don't use the speedometer, maybe my face should be like this. Like you're gonna crash or something like that. So make sure you join us over on Facebook. It's not Facebook. Well, you can do that too, but join us over on YouTube. And for every podcast, we have the full-length video over on YouTube as well. Search Equine Dynamics. Mike, I got some good news for you.
You do.
And for all our listeners out there, now that we are going to take about a couple weeks off, now's your chance to get caught up on all the past episodes, all the different guests that we've had here on the show, all the different technology, the terminology, and all the stuff that we've been talking about here. Go over to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says, join the podcast, and you can get some of this new stuff. Look what I got, Mike.
Wow.
I got some new
keychains.
I got new keychains.
Those keychains went really fast last time.
I know. So here's one of the new keychains. It's got the new logo on it.
Right.
And remember I said I lost those magnets?
You did lose those magnets. You found them.
I went and bought some more. I just bought some more. So here's a new magnet. It's an acrylic magnet with a little magnet on the back. You can stick it and check it out there, Mike.
Right.
Touch it with your own fingers.
Wow.
Tell me your opinion. Good quality?
That's top of the line stuff. You don't do anything but top of the line. I know how y'all.
So there you go. You got to put that in your bullet box that you have in your truck there.
Yeah.
And we'll send those out to any of our listeners and stuff. And the way
Good use of an ammo can.
And the way you get these is to go to equinedynamics.com, fill out contacts, put your physical address in there, and we'll mail them out to you. Unless Mike gives them out to everyone else on his route, which he's going to do. Mm-hmm. We also have some new stickers coming in for October. So when we come back full-fledged, we have some new stickers for the October Halloween Fest that's been going on. So what's been going on with you, Mike? Anything?
I have been working on stuff.
Uh-huh.
Been working on horses. Believe it or not.
That's the sound of the man working on the chain.
Yeah, the
Gay.
chain gang. Yeah. Yep. And nothing out of the ordinary this week as far as clients so much. I mean, as far as that goes, I don't know. You got something exciting, don't you?
Fascinating, Mike. Fascinating. Well, no, we do have a lot of stuff to talk about on this week's show. And this whole series, we've been talking about the horse's back, all the way from the nose all the way to the tail. And this week, we're going to talk about the loin. And this will wrap up our series as far as discussion of the horse's back here on season 13. So we got lots to talk about. So let's get into it. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Switch over to here for now. You ready?
Right.
Here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, you can join the podcast, and the way you do that is go over to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says join the podcast. You can be anonymous if you want. You can speak right into it. Your voice can be heard right here alongside of us here in the studios. And you can ask Mike a question, and we'll answer it here on the air. And we actually have one for this week from a gentleman by the name of Billy. And let's see what Billy has to say.
Billy did say he said something.
So Billy said something. So let's see what Billy had to say. Give it 1 sec while it loads up. Here we go.
How would you shoe a horse with a bone spur on the lateral heel on the left front? This is Billy. You know me. Later, dudes.
Yeah.
All right. So how would you shoe a horse with a bone spur on the lateral? What do you say? Lateral front? Something?
Lateral. I think it said lateral left. Did he not?
I can go back to it. Hold on. The miracle of this thing. So what do you say? Hold on. He said it right here.
On the left front.
On the left front. So how would you shoe a horse like that?
Shoo, go away. No, it depends on how sensitive the horse is in the area. I mean, if he's sore, sometimes you might need to float it out. Get contact somewhere else, and
is this
get
common
pressure off?
Is this a common thing that the horses would get? Would be a bone spur on the front? And what is a bone spur on a horse compared to a human? Is it the same thing?
Similar kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, if it's sensitive, you got to get the pressure off of it.
Okay.
You might be able to float out the area, or whatever you need to there to get the pressure off, and I don't know. Probably some people might want to go to a Z-bar or that kind of deal to float out that area. When you take pressure off the hoof wall somewhere, sometimes you do have to do some stuff to support, to shift the weights, add support or whatever. You may need to get the horse comfortable if they will tolerate the like frog support or that sort of deal.
Okay, well, good. You can get your message in, and then you, just like Billy, and go over to equinedynamics.com.
Kind of hard to say when you don't have the horse, your hands on the horse, and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes
there's not like one uniform answer for it, and you can get
not one uniform answer for anything we do.
You can get your voice heard over there at equinedynamics.com. Click join the podcast, and from there you can leave a voice message. You can be anonymous, just like Billy, but you knew Billy. Billy put his name in there.
I know Billy, and
you can be part of the show at any given time.
We have some good in-depth discussions on subjects on a regular basis.
Well, good.
He checks me when I'm being stupid.
So now we're going to talk about a more in-depth conversation. Is the continuation of the horse's back here on Series 13. Right. We're going to talk about the loin area of a horse, Mike. And now when you say loin, I'm thinking crotch, I'm thinking groin because it rhymes with loin.
Well, no.
Am I in there? Or?
Like your tenderloin, your pork tenderloin.
Okay.
Muscled at your back straps.
So where's the tenderloin at?
The loin is in the lower part of the back.
Okay.
And right before you get to your SI joint and all that, between the ribs and the SI joint.
Okay.
Your lower back.
Let me know when I need to transfer the camera over to the pictures there.
You can anytime you want.
Okay. So, and don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. Check us out over there. Mike just cleared over 3,000 viewers, or actually subscribers over there, and you can be part of the whole community over there at Equine Dynamics or Equine Dynamics over on YouTube. So here we go. Camera 6. Oh, that's not camera 6. That's camera 6. Now, Mike, these pictures look a little...
they are looking a few straight down.
Okay.
And it's a looks like a pencil drawing onto a horse's back. And
looks like the end of a case sausage.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
It does.
And some of them are stuffed like a sausage. But between the 2 points of your hip and where your last ribs tie in, that would be the measurement of your loin. And the shorter that distance is, the stronger it will be. And also, looking at the muscling around it, if the muscling on either side of the backbone is hollowed out, if it's convex, they're not using it. If it's concave, the muscle will be bulging up. But it's one of those areas that it's always worth laying a hand on the horse, see how tight they are, and that sort of deal. Because if they're not using their loin, the pelvis isn't flexing under them. And also, how far out behind your pelvis is kind of makes a little bit of a difference in the appearance when you're looking at the measurements to a degree.
Now, do you want picture A for an ideal horse or picture B?
Picture B, you want the shorter distance in the loin,
okay,
as opposed to the longer distance in the loin.
Okay.
As far as you're looking for your performance horse, ideally, I would look at picture B.
Now, is there any good reason to have picture A as far as when you say performance horse? Okay, I got picture B. That's a tighter suspension there in the back.
Right.
For doing the turns and stuff. Would you want a longer loin in the back like picture A for a different discipline, like for eventing or something like that? Or
no. You would not. I know there are some people who actually like a longer backed horse.
What about a track race? We're a track horse. Would you want a longer loin in the back to get that long stretch, or is that?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so much.
Just talking it out here.
But there's some people that like a longer backed horse because the back gives up and down more, so they don't get as much bounce. But the problem with that is long-term soundness of the horse and keeping your horse sound and happy.
So A is not a good idea no matter what.
In my world, it's not.
Okay.
There may be people out there that's what they feel like they're looking for. And I don't deal with driving horses and that sort of thing. So,
All right. Well, we got a lot more to talk about, lots to get into, and we're going to talk about the sequestrium of a horse. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Let's go to this camera here. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget to follow us over on Facebook like I started here at the show. Yes, you can follow him over on Facebook. He's available over there. And the reason why you're going to do that is because Mike posts all these different articles, all these different diagrams, drawings, and things of a horse, things that you might not need or you might not know that you need. And it's always a fun thing to sit there and just kind of, as you're scrolling through your Facebook feed and see, there's a picture from Mike Stine's Equine Dynamics page. And it gives you a little bit of a reminder of how to look at a horse. And don't forget to look at the horse in certain angles and stuff. So make sure you follow him over on Facebook. He's got a personal page and also a business page. So if he posts one on one, he'll always post it on the other one as well. So you can't go wrong with either site. And over the far right hand side is my very own. Can't get it right, might as well do it wrong. Mike Stine, how are you?
I'm doing okay, Travis. How are you doing?
I think I had it backwards there, but you get the point.
I do everything backwards. So why change it now, right?
Right. So this is a part of the show where we talk terminology, and talking terminology, we discuss and define words that you might hear in the barn with your vet, your veterinarian, any doctors, anyone that puts hands on your horse and they say a certain word, we kind of define those. And this whole season we've been talking about the back of the horse, and so we're going to continue talking terminology with sequestrium. Now, when you say sequestrium, the first thing that comes to my little mind, because I'm the simpleton of the show, is I hear it in court hearings. We're going to sequestrium the jury. We're going to keep them out of,
Is it sequestrium or sequester?
That's what I always say.
I don't know.
I just can't say words right.
You might sequestrium a
jury.
Jury.
Yeah.
I can't say that right.
You can't say sequestrium and I can't say jury.
Something like that, yeah.
Backwards or forwards. So when we talk about talking terminology, we're talking about sequestrium. And what are we talking about? What does this mean in what we're discussing today?
Sequestrium is like a little dead spot in the bone. It can be
that
infection.
Sounds horrible.
It's not the best thing. It can be related to infection. It can be I guess bone impact, that sort of deal could probably cause it. And so anyway, it is not the best thing, and it either has to be removed or abscesses out or whatever on that.
Do we know what causes this infection in the bone? Is it diet? Is it working too hard? Is it a sprain or a crack that's gone unnoticed?
According to the horses, they didn't get enough food.
Of course.
But no, it could be trauma. It could be a traumatized area. It could be some kind of infection that's probably isolated to an area, would be my guess. And maybe impact. I don't know.
Now, what bones do get the most of this infection, this sequestrium?
The place where I would see it and the place where I did see it was on the edge of a coffin bone. And I've seen it more than once there. But as far as like if it was somewhere else in the body, I wouldn't be looking at it. Because
that's not your field.
That's not my area.
But if you're out there doing, you're rubbing down your horse and you're feeling your horse's body and stuff.
Ask your horse if it has a sequestrum.
Right, exactly. And your
horse will tell you it wants a cookie.
Well, you're asking the horse by basically,
Right.
touching the horse and rubbing and feeling and stuff. And I see my wife when we first started doing this whole podcasting thing with you and I, and we've been doing this for coming up on 5 years now. I would see my wife
It's a sickness.
I would see my wife take her hand and rub it up and down the horse's body and all that. And she's like, and I would go, what are you doing? She's like, just feeling, just touching, just making sure he's okay. And
Lumps and bumps and knots and on the outside of the body, you probably would not feel the sequestrum.
And the reason why I bring this up is because here lately, when I sit at the island that's in the kitchen and I'm eating, drinking my coffee and eating my breakfast and stuff, my wife will come over and kind of rub my back, and me not knowing, she'll hit a spot and I'll be like, oh, that hurts. And she's like, yeah, you've got a knot there. And I go, do I really? She's like, yeah. And she'll sit there and rub it. Now, it's not a sequestrum or an inflammation, but I didn't even know it was there until you hit it. And I was like, ow, oh my God.
I mean, that part of running your hands over your horse is to check for muscle knots, pulls, strains, sore spots. That's part of why I lay my hands on a horse and touch them and feel them and rub on them and all that kind of stuff as I'm approaching how we're going to handle things.
So in my handy dandy cheat sheet,
Am I feeling what I'm seeing?
And on my handy dandy cheat sheet here, given to our producer, we appreciate her very much, is the definition she has down here is a piece of dead bone that has become separate from the healthy bone, usually from the bone infection or trauma that interrupts blood supply and causes the bone to actually die.
Right.
So is this a career-ending trauma?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
And in an X-ray, I believe it shows up as kind of white area. And, sometimes on the edge of your coffin bone, it's not necessarily hugely detached or anything. And you will end up getting a lot of abscessing to clear the sequestrum as it demineralizes. If you got a big chunk of bone floating around out there, I've been involved in cases where that bone has actually been physically removed.
Surgically.
Surgically.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay. All right. Well, if you're not on YouTube right now, jump on over there because we have a bunch of pictures of Mike working on a horse that has this actual infection.
This is a follow-up.
This is a follow-up. And so this is what he went through, the pictures and showing stages of this. So jump on over to YouTube right now, search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. If you don't want to go on the air, that's fine. You can leave him an email.
Just fine.
Just fine. You can go on over to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says contacts. Fill out that little form. Put your question in there. We'll read it here on the air. And if you put your question in there, make sure you put a physical return address. We got some updated swag, some stuff to give you just for supporting the show and just for saying thank you for listening to us and being part of the show. So fill out that little form. Put your return address on there, and we'll ship it out here in the United States. Unfortunately, our friends overseas, we're not going to send it over to you. It costs too much, unfortunately. But next time you're here in the United States, by all means, stop by the studio.
We're probably going to get a lot of people that will travel to the States just for that purpose.
I'm sure they will. We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So get yours in now. This will be wrapping up season 13. Don't worry, we'll be continuing on with season 14 with another part of the horse's body as well. And over to my far hand side, my very own season 14, Lucky 13. Actually, my own Lucky 13 is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You sure that coffee kicking in yet?
It's kicking in. It's a little slow, but it's kicking in. I need lots and lots of coffee. And I tell you, talking about things going overseas, some years ago I was eating at a Indian restaurant.
Okay.
And
like Native American Indian or
no,
Middle Eastern Indian?
Middle Eastern Indian.
Okay.
And they were talking, well, what do you do? And I said, I shoe horses for a living. They're like, ooh, do you have old horseshoes? They were offering to buy my old horseshoes. I'm like, I'll give them to you.
No, Mike, no, can't. You got it. If they buy them, you're making a return.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. Well, I should have sold them.
Yes.
But they were all excited because I gave them the scrap that I had on the truck. And she was going to send them home to family members in India because they would be good luck. And I was like, I'm sure somewhere in India they have horseshoes over there.
Yeah, just got to find them.
You can't find them. There's no horseshoes. I'm like, I'm sure there's horseshoes over there. But she was going to ship those used horseshoes back to family members in India.
Think about it this way, though. But think about the culture that's over there. Do they ride horse? I'm assuming they ride horses like we do. They probably have a harder surface. So do you think horseshoes themselves would be more prevalent over there as it is over here? Because all our horses are domesticated. I'm sure horses over there aren't as domesticated. They probably hunt and lasso these horses that are wild running through the plains.
I'll tell you something about that. When I was doing the fork trials one year, there was a horse from India that I worked on. Mm-hmm. And it was a 3-day event horse, and the family had a little air freight company, so they flew the horse over to the States to compete and flew it back home. So as far as what horses are doing, they do everything they do here, and I'm sure they probably, if you see the videos of how India is and all that kind of stuff, what is shown to us, there may be more horses that are working as work animals, which we don't typically have in this country. There are people who will work horses for the enjoyment of it. And, of course, now when you get into some of the Amish groups up there, those horses need to make a living for them.
Yeah. So, just different lifestyles and different, All right, so we're now going to discuss the what are we doing?
What are we doing?
You got me all sidetracked now. Oh, we're going to look at these pictures of a horse that you were doing a follow-up on that had a sequestrum or had a bone that was bad or infected and stuff. All right, so where are we going? Like I said, you got me all messed up here. So we're going to...
You want to break? Or
No.
We're going straight into it?
Straight into it. All right, so we're looking at here. That's the...
Okay, this is a follow-up.
All right, is this the beginning or the end? This is the beginning.
This is the beginning.
So what if you're not watching this over on YouTube, jump on over right now, search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. You can see this in real time, which we're talking about it here on the show. And so this looks like the front. Let me describe it to people. So you've got the front of a horse's hoof, right?
Right.
It looks like, you ever seen David Letterman? He's got that space between his teeth.
Right.
This looks like it's got a huge space
between his teeth,
but it's on the hoof. And it looks like a Nike shoe, like the rubber of a Nike shoe. I see pink stuff in here. I see green stuff. Oh, I got to put my marker. I'm pointing at the screen like you guys can see me. You've got this green stuff right here. You've got this pink stuff right here. Tell me what we're looking at here, Mike.
Well, this is a follow-up. The horse had been the Greenock Veterinary Hospital ladies went over there, and this horse had been blowing abscesses, and they took some x-rays, and they had somebody who was a radiologist take a look, and it was diagnosed as possible sequestrum. And so I went and met them over there the previous time to this, and we removed all the dead debris. They were talking about, if this doesn't stop, we may have to put the horse down at this point, right? And you can see the foot's kind of, this is 5 weeks after the foot was growing out of control, and there was a bunch of dead stuff. The horse had grown so much foot at the front of the foot, you get negative PA. And just to give it a little relief, that's a softer rubber pad. That's a Castle with the frog sport in it. And the radiologist said, go in from the bottom, put in a hospital plate and all that. Now, this horse also had some white line fungus going up the toe. So to make it a little easier, if we're going to go that way anyway, we'll have access from the front. And hospital plates, you got a piece of aluminum or whatever bolts onto the bottom, and you got to get the screws in and out. And sometimes people get their fingers stuck between the plate and the foot, and the horse steps down. That's not good on the finger, and it's a little aggravating if the horse doesn't want to be messed with. So it's like, let's where it is, and with the white line, let's open up from the front, and that way.
Oops.
that way it can be packed from the front, and you can wrap some duct tape around the foot, and it's a done deal.
So here's the horseshoe upside down, or the horse's hoof.
Right.
Mike's working on them.
The good thing is during that time period, we didn't get any more drainage. And this is after the shoe came off. And
what's the pink stuff that's on here?
that is impression material that I put in on top of the pad.
Okay.
And we did have some, we did treat the bottom of the foot. And
There's a little bit better picture of it
right, a
all.
little bit of cleaning up there. And there's a false bottom where on either side of the foot, there's a little tunnel goes up in there. So that was flushed. And we also injected stuff to help kill any kind of fungus in there. And you can see the little greenish is from what we had under the foot to kind of give it some, to medicate it as far as any kind of fungus. Mm-hmm. So, we didn't really have any drain tracks coming through. And so we trimmed the foot down, took care of things, flushed all the areas. On the side closest to my thumb, mm-hmm. you can see where that sole is undermined up under there, up towards the front of the foot. A little further, right there, that little dark spot, right?
Okay.
A little bit further back. But anyway, there's a tunnel going up under the side of the foot up to about where that second nail hole shows. And so that was flushed, and you get a little bit on the other side. And I didn't want to remove all that separated sole area because I wanted to leave a little bit of something between the coffin bone and the ground.
If you look at this picture, Mike, and take your hand out of it, it looks like a satellite shot of Florida.
Right.
With the coastline and stuff.
Right.
So there you go.
So that was cleaned up a little further, and we finished the trim on the foot, and went back on with the same package.
Oh, and here.
Anyway, that's the foot on the ground after it was prepped, and there was enough foot grown that we removed a considerable amount of that space. And of course, everything was treated. And
now this horse doesn't have a bar going across the front.
There's no shoe on it right now.
Okay, so you are going to put a shoe on here, and it's going to have a bar across this front.
Well, it's the toe of the shoe. It wasn't really a bar, but yeah, it was the toe of the shoe.
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah,
right, piece of metal across there.
Because I would think that I was going to think that would split.
Right.
It would get weak there.
So at this point, they're concerned about keeping the horse up and keeping it clean and all that kind of stuff. There was absolutely no signs of any drainage tracks, and this is before we're completely finished as far as cleaning it up and polishing up. You can see the rasp marks and all that. Mm-hmm. But
now you filled in the crack here.
So at this point, what I did was a pump in rubber, and I made a little dam with a piece of dental impression material.
Dying over there.
Yeah. Put it across the front and filled in the void so they don't have anything to pack. And that can be dug out of there if need be. If something shows back up, we can go in there and pull that out without taking the shoe off. And that seals up in there pretty good because it sticks to the foot.
Do you put medicine or anything behind that?
Well, we had treated everything well before anything went on there. And like I say, there was absolutely no signs of any drain tracks. We flushed up under the sole with a few things that would kill any kind of fungus and leave some of it in there. We painted the whole bottom of the foot. And so then this is kind of closed up. And they're like, do we have to keep it up? Do we have to? I said, no, at this point, you can do whatever the horse feels like, pretty much. Now, it'd be best if you kept the horse's feet a little drier.
I was just going to say, is this going to be a stall rest, or is this going to...
No, this horse is starting to live to be a horse again.
Okay.
And like I said before, they were talking about, because they had blown so much crap out of that foot, putting the horse down. And I think probably part of what had gone on by the time we got in there is the Sequestrum had probably pretty well cleared itself. And we were just get rid of a bunch of dead garbage and just making sure that it wasn't going to reabscess. And, gave it a little bit of easy place to drain out if it was going to.
So how's the horse now?
Horse is doing good.
Running around,
clicking
his heels,
and clicking his heels together, and all that stuff.
Well, very good. All right.
That was polished up a little more before the final finish of the foot, so it did look prettier than that.
Put a little toenail polish on there.
At that point, it was just in the middle of getting things done,
Yeah. All right, guys. One more little segment. We'll let you get back to playing with your ponies. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget to follow him over on Facebook. Search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. And if you have a question for Mike Stine, you can go and leave us a message, a voice message. Comes right to our inbox and we'll play it on the very next podcast. We are wrapping up season 13. So get your messages out. And now you'll have a couple weeks to get those in. We'll be returning on October 20th. So get your messages in, and we'll play them on the opening show. Your voice can be heard right alongside of us here in the studio. We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a little town called Marshville. Now, you can also follow them over on Facebook as well, and the reason why you're going to do that is because we are taking about a couple weeks off here, and we'll be out and about. We'll be live appearances. All those fall festivals are coming around, so to get posted on and follow the community that is the Equine Dynamics Show, and find us where we are live. Follow Mike Stine over on Facebook, and we'll post where we're going to be at location-wise and time, so you can check us out and about. And over to my far end side, my very own traveler is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you?
I'm doing well. So wrapping up season 13, Mike, what did we learn the whole entire season 13?
What did we learn?
Let's start with season 1. Go.
Don't let a horse step on your foot too long.
No. What did we learn on today's show? Let's start there.
What did we learn today?
Let's keep it simple. We're going to do, we're wrapping up our discussion about the horse's back, and we were continuing. We touched on it a little bit, but what else is there to say about the loin area of a horse?
Well, the shorter that triangle is between the last ribs and the points of the hip, you're better off. And also, when you look at the lumbosacral joint, if you draw that line between the 2 points, probably the little closer that is to it, the stronger the horse is going to be in the lower back.
And if you
that will affect performance and longevity of the horse.
And you can see the picture over here, and we got this displayed on YouTube. So there you go. There's the picture. And you want position B, not position A.
Right.
All right, got that. And also, talking terminology, sequestering the jury. No, it's not what we're talking about.
It's not the jury we were sequestering.
It's the bone, the sequestrium, which is what, Mike?
Dead spot in the bone. It can be a chip that has come off the bone that is dead. And, when you damage the perimeter of the coffin bone, it can turn into a bunch of abscessing. And the case we worked on, that was the case. The horse had been repeating abscess, and had been really lame on it. And, of course, we cleaned it up, and the horse is doing really good and should be able to go back to riding. And I do have one more follow-up with it.
The definition I have of sequestrum is a piece of dead bone that has become separate from a healthy bone, usually from a bone infection or trauma that interrupts the blood supply and causes the bone to die. Could this be like a bone chip? If I chipped,
it could be a chip off,
probably, or something like that. Is a little bit more better definition. Or visually, I can see a chip of a bone. Like if you crack your bone or something and the chip comes off, I can see that.
And on the horses, especially on some of these thin sole horses, you get some perimeter rim chips on the coffin bone, and those will abscess. And
have some of them been absorbed? Because I remember a while back, and I forget what
demineralized. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say we've seen X-rays of where a bone. And you said, well, that was probably a bone that chipped off that just kind of mineralized and
demineralized, and sometimes you'll see some. If you look at the perimeter of the coffin bone where you've got some area that is missing more or less, and on founder horse you'll see a fair amount of that sort of deal after they've got some time on them.
And also, we were discussing, let me go back to make sure I got the right pictures up here. We were talking about this horse where it actually had a sequestrium in it. And let's go to camera 6 here, and we can see this in real time all together.
Right, this is follow-up.
This is the follow-up. This is some of the work has been done. Did you do this work here, Mike?
I did, and did it, assisted by the vet staff from Greenock Veterinary Hospital. We did it at the farm.
Right.
And horse is happy.
This does look like a cross section of a Nike shoe. That's what
right.
I get a kick out of that. So,
right, and we weren't going for a show finish or anything, and he got tired of people messing with that foot, so we're getting it up and down pretty quick. And
there you're cleaning it out.
Still got some undermining the sole. Some of that will flake out next time. And as far as this horse was happy and sound, and no more signs of blowouts coming down out of the bottom of the foot.
How long did you think this was going on before you were called in? Before they took action to it, let's put it that way.
I think from what I told, it had been going on for about 5 or 6 months.
Okay, so this is a while now.
For a while.
Okay, this isn't like overnight. This isn't like a multi-year problem. This is
like if this keeps on and we can't get ahead of this, we're going to put the horse down where they were.
Okay, and so we're at a good point now.
And you see where my old horseshoe nail hit the floor too.
I see that over there in the background. I wasn't going to say anything, but you called it out. Yeah. So
hoof shavings.
This is it's all cleaned up and ready to go and get ready to pack it.
It's pretty cleaned up. I mean, as far as a spit shine polish, that is not it, and it is polished up more after this. So anyway,
this bell is ready for the ball now.
But this bell's ready for the ball. He can start going out in his paddock, and he'd been spending a little time out, and they're like, as long as he's sound, let him be a horse. Time for him to start being a horse again.
Well, good. And I'm probably, how old was this horse? About? Did you check the rings when
he
you're
was like, it's like checking the rings on the tree. I think he was like 12, 14 years old.
Okay, so he's still got a long life ahead of him now.
He's got some miles to put on the trail.
Well, we've got a lot of miles to get on the trail right now because we're wrapping up season 13 right now. Well, we appreciate each and every one of you for listening to us and hanging out with us and being part of the show. And the way you can be part of the show is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says contact us. If you'd like this podcast to perform at your location, your barn, your bar mitzvah, if you've got anything going on, your Halloween party as well, we can do that as well. Just hit clinics at the very top of the page, fill out that little form, and we'll pencil you in a date that's available to us, and we will come out there and bring this podcast right to your very front door. So we're going to take a couple weeks off. We're going to return on October 20th. So set your calendars, set your reminders right now. Hey, Alexa, set a timer for October 20th to remind you for Equine Dynamics Mike Stine.
Thank you.
Wait, hold on, Mike. Hold on. I got to do that again, because everyone's listening to it on their Alexa. Alexa, set a reminder for October 20th for Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. There. Now everyone's Alexa's going crazy. All right. On behalf of Mike Stine over there.
Have a good day. Enjoy your ponies. And thank you. Come back. See us next season.
My name is Travis, saying see you October 20th for season 14. Thanks again.
Thank you.
There you go.
We sadly stumbled through the lash.
Good night, Ned. Good night,
I did
Ned.
anyway. That's okay. You had it.